Hey guys, it's me, Coral. Welcome back once again to my channel. I have been filming all day. There's so many videos I need to just get out right away. So here I am again, once again. For you, here I am. I am here today just as kind of like a mid-year check-in for the goals that I set for myself for 2019 as far as reading goes. I had a couple goals for myself. One was to read 90 books. And you know what? I've read 46 as of the filming of this video. And Goodreads says that puts me 3 books ahead of schedule. So maybe I'll read 93 books. Maybe I'll read 96 books. I don't know. I'm not gonna... That was always just kind of a soft goal for myself. I'm not super concerned about that. In fact, next year I am thinking that I might try to do something more like a page count instead of a book count, because not all books are the same size, they're not all the same length, you know? So it's really arbitrary. Like, I could read 100 graphic novels. I could do that in like 3 months and then have read 100 books. So not that I'm saying anything if anyone does that. About anyone who might do that. That's fine for you. It's just, I think it's more, for myself at least, kind of interesting to look at page count instead of book count. And that might help me also to not ignore some of the bigger books on my shelf too. I don't know. We'll see. This is not 2020 goals. I don't know what I'm doing. Another goal I made for myself was to read 50 books off of my currently owned TBR as of December 2018. And I'm doing pretty good on that. I tallied it up and I've read 24 so far this year that I owned before the start of 2019. So I'm just about halfway there. Doing good. I also wanted to read more indie and debut authors. So far this year, I've read 13 books by indie authors. I wasn't so sure about debuts without digging further, which I didn't do, so there might be more on there that were debut authors as well, but I'm not sure. I also wanted to make sure to review, and I don't know, sometimes I'm really good about that. Sometimes I'll be really good about that on Goodreads for a while. Sometimes I'll post... Really, if I feel strongly about a book, that's when I will do a pretty good review. And of course, I always do smaller reviews in my wrap-up. So I'm doing okay with that, I think. I'm not hitting it out of the park, but I'm doing okay. Another one of my goals was to pick an author off my shelf. An author where I own multiple books and haven't read any of their books at all. So for this year I chose Michael Crichton. I have 3 of his books. Let's see, I have Jurassic Park, Eaters of the Dead, and Pirate Latitudes, I believe. And so far I've read one of his books, and I realized that I had already read this. Because when I went to put it on my Goodreads, I realized, oh, I've read this before, and I can see why I didn't remember it, because this book was boring as fuck. So I'm still gonna read Jurassic Park though. I'd really like to get to that one. I don't think it's going to be as dry as Eaters of the Dead was, hopefully. So I'm doing good there. I wanted to continue my journey to the Dark Tower, which I've been doing. I'm taking a month off this month because it's my birthday. I guess if I get everything I want to finish, maybe I'll jump into the Wastelands because that's my next book. But otherwise I'll leave that for August, I guess. And I'm very excited to get into the Wastelands because I really, really love the Drawing of the Three. Gunslinger, not so much, but the Drawing of the Three does make me a little less apprehensive about moving on to the next book. I also wanted to finish any series that I had started in 2019, and this one might be easier to, you know, see the real results for at the end of the year. But I did read the entire Red Rising series, I guess except for like the new trilogy that the author's putting out, and I don't think I'm gonna read that at all. So I'm doing good there. I've started some new series that I plan to finish. I've continued on with the Game of Thrones series, which is a series that I had almost ghosted. So good for me. I'm also caught up on a couple series and just like waiting for the next books to come out. So I'd say I'm doing fair. I'm not marathoning things, but I knew I would never be doing that because that is just not my thing. But I think I'm doing okay so far. I really need to, let's see, what series have I finished and not started? Obviously Game of Thrones, I still have the 5th book that I'm kind of into. The Mistborn series I just started. I'm planning on reading Nevernight, so I'll have Nevernight and the 2nd book, God's Grave, to finish. At least I'm not just like picking up books in a series and then like reading them and forgetting about them. I'm not doing that, so I'm doing okay on this goal too, I think. Oh, this one I'm not doing so good at. I had a list of books that I had started and not finished in 2018, books that I had just put down and lost interest in. And I wanted to read those this year. Well, I wanted to either read them or decide to DNF them, and I've not done either of those things. So those are just like out floating around. I still don't know what to think about them. I'm really bad about that. It's like I'm rebelling against myself, you know what I mean? Like, I have these books, I know I should read them, but I don't want to. And like, there's no reason to, like, they sound like interesting books. I don't know what my problem is. I also made a list of 10 books I anticipated would be 5-star reads for me that I wanted to try to get through. I know with some of them, it was maybe a little bit unreasonable to expect to read this year, especially being that one of those books was House of Leaves, and I'm just so goddamn intimidated by that book. But I've read 4 of those so far, and 2 of them were 5 stars for me. So I'm a little behind schedule on those. Some of the ones I have left are a little bit thick too, so I really have to get myself in gear. I really should be reading like 1 a month at this point. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. All right, and the last goal I made for myself was to try to substitute some of the time I spend on social media for reading time, and I was thinking of Facebook specifically when I made this goal, and I will say I did super good at the beginning of the year. I actually had taken the Facebook app off my phone entirely until like a month or 2 ago. Not that I wasn't using it, but like it's just less accessible if I don't have the app on my phone, you know? So like I was spending less time on it, and then I put the app back on my phone and I don't even fucking know why. So now I do use it more. There's a lot of mindless, and like it's like I sit down and like my phone's just in my hand, and it's like my brain just instantly does that, and I really don't like that. So I need to break myself of that weird, stupid habit again. I have been doing okay staying off of like, not that I need to stay off of Instagram, but I haven't been on Instagram as much lately. But that's like a double-edged sword, because like then I'm not posting really, which is like okay, but I'd like to get back into that some more. So I don't know. I'm not doing so great on that goal. And I think those are all the goals that I made for myself for 2019. I'm on track for most of them. All right, I think that's all I have for you though. I told you my goals and I told you how I'm doing on them. I think that's it. My dog is signaling that I need to go. So thank you all so much for watching. Let me know, did you guys make any goals for yourself for 2019? I know some people do. I just really like, It's so stupid. I love making like goals and lists and like achievements for me to do. I don't know, they're not really achievements, but it's like in my head it's kind of like a little mini achievement. Let me know, have you done that? How are you doing on that, if you've done it? Are your goals for the beginning half of the year different from the last half of the year? I don't know. I will see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.